As of October 21st, 2025, the weather across the United States is a fascinating display of atmospheric forces at work, setting the stage for what could be a memorable season ahead. Let's take a closer look at the current weather picture and the key players shaping the nation's climate right now. At the heart of the current setup are two major low-pressure systems dominating the North American weather map. These swirling giants are not only influencing local conditions, but are also steering the broader weather patterns that will impact millions of people in the coming days. The first and most dominant system is positioned near Hudson Bay in Canada. This powerful low is acting like a conveyor belt, channeling frigid Arctic air southward into the eastern United States. As a result, cities from the Great Lakes to the Mid-Atlantic are experiencing a sharp drop in temperatures, with chilly winds and the first hints of frost in some areas. This cold air mass is also setting the stage for potential early-season snow in higher elevations and northern states. Meanwhile, a secondary low-pressure system has developed along the northeast coast. This system is tapping into abundant moisture from the Atlantic Ocean, drawing it inland and creating widespread precipitation. Rain is falling steadily from New England down through the mid-Atlantic, and some areas are even seeing the first mix of sleet and wet snow. The combination of cold air and Atlantic moisture is a classic recipe for unsettled, stormy weather in the region. In stark contrast, the West Coast is basking in unseasonably warm and dry conditions. Thanks to a positive phase of the Pacific North American oscillation pattern, high pressure is building over California and the Pacific Northwest. This is bringing clear skies, sunshine, and temperatures well above average for this time of year. Residents from Seattle to San Diego are enjoying a late burst of summer-like weather, with some areas even breaking daily high temperature records. This dramatic difference between the coasts has created a striking temperature seesaw across the country. While the west warms up, the east cools down, and the central states find themselves caught in the middle of this atmospheric tug-of-war. The sharp temperature gradient is fueling strong winds, and could lead to the development of more storms as the week progresses. Adding to the complexity, lingering energy from a previous storm system is still present over the central U.S. This leftover energy is interacting with the new weather pattern, sparking scattered showers and thunderstorms across the plains and Midwest. Some areas are seeing much-needed rainfall, while others are dealing with gusty winds and rapidly changing conditions. The result is a classic atmospheric battleground, with the west growing drier and the east becoming increasingly wet. This sharp divide is not only affecting daily life, impacting agriculture, travel, and outdoor plans, but is also a sign of the larger, seasonal transition underway. Meteorologists are closely watching these patterns, as they are often the precursors to more intense winter weather. Long-range forecasts suggest that the current setup could pave the way for significant snowstorms, ice events, and cold outbreaks in the weeks ahead. Early warnings are already being issued for potential winter hazards, especially in the northern and eastern states. With the foundation now laid for a dynamic and potentially volatile winter, all eyes are on the skies as the nation prepares for whatever the season may bring. The current weather picture is just the beginning of what promises to be an eventful journey through the months ahead. This week marks a pivotal turning point in our seasonal journey, as the last remnants of autumn are swept away by a powerful shift in the weather. Across the country, people are beginning to notice the unmistakable signs of winter's approach: crisp mornings, longer nights, and a chill that lingers in the air. The landscape is transforming, with trees shedding their final leaves and city streets taking on a stark, wintry look. This transformation is being driven by a surge of cold Canadian air pushing steadily southward, bringing with it a sharp drop in temperatures and a biting wind that cuts through even the warmest coats. The arrival of this Arctic air mass is setting the stage for a dramatic change in our weather patterns. By the middle of the week, a pronounced trough will dig deep over the eastern United States, while a strong ridge builds out west. This classic winter setup will create a stark contrast between regions, with the east bracing for cold and the west enjoying relatively milder conditions. These large-scale atmospheric features are the engines behind our changing weather. As these patterns lock in, new low-pressure systems will begin to develop, spinning up storms that will bring a mix of precipitation, rain, sleet, and snow across wide swaths of the country. Winds will pick up, making conditions feel even colder and more unsettled. For many, this will be the first real taste of winter's power this season. The chill will only deepen as the week progresses, with temperatures falling several degrees below average, especially along the East Coast and into the Midwest. Residents will need to bundle up as wind chills make it feel even colder than the thermometer suggests. For some, this could mean the first snowflakes of the season, while others will contend with icy rain and slippery roads. Unlike a brief cold snap, this is shaping up to be a sustained pattern, signaling a true transition from fall to winter. The cold will linger with little relief in sight as the atmosphere settles into a wintry rhythm. Communities will need to prepare for ongoing cold, and those without adequate heating should take precautions. As we head toward the weekend, attention turns to the Pacific Northwest, where a new weather system is brewing. This system will sweep across the region, ushering in another round of cold air that will eventually spread nationwide, reinforcing the chill and keeping temperatures well below normal for many. Expect persistent rain in the northwest, with wet weather gradually spreading eastward into the northern plains and Midwest. Roads may become slick, and travel could be impacted as precipitation moves in and temperatures remain low. Meanwhile, the south won't be spared, as the clash of warm and cold air could spark thunderstorms, some of which may be strong. Heavy downpours and gusty winds are possible, adding to the week's weather drama. It's a dynamic and fast-changing pattern, keeping meteorologists busy and communities on alert. Staying informed will be key, as conditions can shift quickly and bring unexpected challenges. The atmosphere is primed for an active and memorable start to winter, with nature reminding us of its power and unpredictability. As we brace for what's ahead, it's clear that winter is arriving with energy and determination, setting the tone for the season to come. The polar vortex is the main driver of this winter's weather. This large area of low pressure and cold air over the poles can destabilize, sending Arctic air south. This year, an unstable polar vortex is expected to unleash Arctic blasts into the U.S. The current cold east and warm west pattern resembles last year's prelude to a chilly winter. Prepare for multiple Arctic outbreaks, with temperatures plummeting far below normal. The polar vortex will lead to brutal cold, especially in the northern plains and Midwest. This winter promises heavy snow, widespread ice events, and Arctic blasts. With the polar vortex in play, where will the snow fall? High-impact zones include the Rockies, Midwest, Ohio Valley, and Northeast, facing above-average snowfall. Snowfall totals could be 6 to 12 inches above average, straining municipal services. The storm track will be active, favoring powerful winter storms. The West Coast, however, will experience a drier winter due to a persistent high-pressure ridge. This dryness is concerning for water supplies and wildfire risk. The Sierra Nevada will receive significantly less snow, impacting California's water resources. This east-west precipitation divide will define the winter of 2025-2026. The upper Midwest and Great Lakes are set for record snowfall. Arctic air and Great Lakes moisture create a formula for historic snows. Major snowfall surpluses of 12 to 24 inches above average are forecasted. Lake-effect snow events will be relentless, with storms dropping over 18 inches. The Midwest will see an active storm track, with multiple significant winter storms. These storms will bring blizzard conditions, making travel impossible. The cold will be persistent, allowing snowpack to build up. Prepare for a long, snowy season ahead. As winter tightens its grip, both the Rockies and the East Coast are bracing for a season defined by powerful storms and relentless snowfall. Meteorologists are sounding the alarm, urging residents and travelers alike to prepare for a dramatic shift in weather patterns that could bring significant disruptions and breathtaking winter scenes. From the towering peaks of the Rockies to the bustling cities along the Atlantic, the stage is set for a memorable winter. In the Rockies, heavy mountain snow is expected to blanket the region, transforming ski resorts into winter wonderlands and drawing outdoor enthusiasts from across the country. This influx of snow is not just a boon for winter sports, it also plays a crucial role in replenishing water resources, ensuring rivers and reservoirs are well supplied for the months ahead. The snowpack here is vital for agriculture, wildlife, and communities downstream. However, the beauty of fresh snow comes with challenges. Blizzard conditions are likely to develop across the high plains where strong winds will whip up snow, reducing visibility to near zero and making travel treacherous. Residents in these areas should be prepared for potential power outages, hazardous driving, and the need to stay indoors until conditions improve. Meanwhile, the East Coast is on high alert for classic nor'easters. These powerful storms form when cold Arctic air collides with moist air from the Atlantic, creating the perfect recipe for intense winter weather. Nor'easters are notorious for their unpredictability and can rapidly intensify, catching cities and towns off guard. When nor'easters strike, they can unleash a trifecta of hazards: heavy snow that buries neighborhoods, fierce winds that topple trees and power lines, and coastal flooding that inundates low-lying areas. The combination of these elements can disrupt daily life, close schools and businesses, and require emergency response efforts. The exact track and timing of these storms will ultimately determine which areas see the greatest impacts. Meteorologists are closely monitoring weather models, looking for clues about where the heaviest snow, strongest winds, and most dangerous conditions will develop. Even small shifts in the storm's path can mean the difference between a light dusting and a major blizzard. Major cities like New York and Boston are no strangers to winter storms, but each event brings its own set of challenges. Residents are urged to stock up on essentials, check emergency kits, and stay informed as forecasts evolve. City crews are preparing plows and salt trucks, ready to keep roads clear and safe for travel. Along the eastern seaboard, the atmosphere is charged with anticipation. The combination of cold air, moisture, and powerful winds sets the stage for a stormy and dramatic winter, with the potential for both beauty and danger along the coast. As coastal cyclones spin up over the Atlantic, they will drive the winter weather narrative for millions. Whether you're in the mountains or along the coast, now is the time to prepare for what could be a season of unforgettable storms. Ice storms, more dangerous than snow, will be widespread this winter. Freezing rain occurs when rain freezes on contact with cold surfaces, creating ice layers. The central U.S. will frequently see conditions ripe for ice events. A pink zone from the Midwest to Arkansas is at risk for significant ice storms. A purple zone over Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, and Nebraska faces the highest threat. Ice accumulation could cause prolonged power outages and dangerous travel. Residents should prepare emergency kits and plans for power outages. Staying informed and prepared is crucial for safety. The threat of ice storms demands serious attention. This winter will feel colder and snowier than recent years for many. The Gulf Coast and Southwest, typically mild, may see unusual cold snaps. The Mid-Atlantic and Southern Plains will experience more frequent storms. The Midwest and Northeast, accustomed to snow, will see an intense winter. Snowbelt regions will face snowfall on the high end of the spectrum. The winter's severity varies by region, turning normal into extreme. Each area will experience the winter's impact differently. Preparation is essential for the colder, snowier winter ahead. Ensure your home is ready. Service heating systems and seal leaks. Prepare your vehicle with a winter emergency kit and check tires. Be ready for power outages with a home emergency kit. Stay informed with reliable weather alerts and understand storm warnings. Layer clothing for warmth and avoid using generators indoors. By taking precautions, you can face winter confidently. Stay safe, warm, and prepared for whatever comes. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.